Imagine waking up one morning to a soft chime vibrating through the air. No alarms, no blinking screens, just a voice, gentle and certain, speaking directly into your mind. Today, you can travel back to any day of your life, one day, one chance, but you cannot change anything. You can only watch. At first, you think it's a dream. But the world around you feels too real, too alive. The light streaming through your window bends differently, as if time itself is waiting. You sit on the edge of your bed, heart pounding. Which day? Which memory? Which slice of your own life would you choose to revisit, knowing you could only watch? For some, the choice would be easy. The day they first fell in love. The moment they held their newborn child. That night when laughter echoed through a crowded room of friends, a night that would later fade into only photographs and fading texts. For others, the decision would weigh like a stone on their chest. Would they return to a day of regret, a moment when they said nothing and wished they had spoken? Would they watch themselves stumble, knowing they couldn't step in, couldn't whisper advice, couldn't save the version of themselves that had no idea what was coming? You close your eyes. You think back. Your mind sifts through birthdays, first kisses, old arguments, lost hugs. You wonder, would watching an old day heal you or haunt you? And somewhere in the world, the first person makes their choice. A woman sits alone in a quiet kitchen, cradling a chipped coffee mug. She whispers the date under her breath, May 6, 2015, the day her father taught her how to fix a flat tire. She had rolled her eyes then, impatient, tapping her foot as he explained each step. Today, she would give anything just to hear his voice again. As she closes her eyes, time peels away, and suddenly she's there. Not part of it. Not able to change it. Just watching. Watching herself younger, fidgeting with a lug wrench. Watching her father patient, smiling, alive. In another city, a man sits hunched over a desk cluttered with papers. His hand trembles as he mutters a date, December 31st, 2009. The last night he ever saw her. The love he let walk away because he was too proud, too afraid. As the clock strikes midnight in the past, he watches his younger self look away instead of reaching out. He screams at the memory, but it does not hear him. It plays out exactly as it once did, cruel and beautiful and unchangeable. In living rooms, parks, hospital corridors, people everywhere begin to slip backward. Some choose joyful days, sunny beaches, roaring concerts, kitchen dance parties lit by nothing but fairy lights. Others seek answers in sadness, funerals, breakups, final goodbyes. They watch and weep or watch and smile. Closure, nostalgia, obsession. A teenager who lost his mother when he was 5 chooses the day she sang him to sleep, a song he barely remembered until now. He watches, heart in his throat, as she tucks him in, brushes his forehead with a kiss, and hums a lullaby that feels like being wrapped in a warm blanket made of stars. When the memory ends, he is crying but smiling too. It hurts, but it heals. A retired teacher, now living alone in a house that echoes with too much quiet, chooses a school day long past. He watches his younger self calling roll, laughing with students who are now grown and gone, scattered like dandelion seeds across the world. He watches the way they lit up when he believed in them. He remembers why it was all worth it. But not everyone chooses wisely. Some get trapped. A woman replays her wedding day over and over, each time wishing she could shout at herself, "Don't say yes, he's not who you think he is." But she can't. She can only watch, as inevitable as gravity. And every time, it breaks her a little more. A man picks the day his brother left home after a fight, never to return. He watches himself slam the door, watches the brother drive away, and watches his own pride keep him rooted to the floor. The regret is a tide that pulls him under. The rule is simple: watch but do not interfere. But the human heart is not made for helplessness. And so some people, once they step back into the present, are never quite the same. They become haunted, chasing shadows, visiting the same day again and again until memory becomes obsession and life passes them by unnoticed. And yet for others, the gift changes everything for the better. A young woman, grieving her grandmother, returns to the day they baked bread together in a sunlit kitchen. She watches her grandmother knead the dough, dusting flour across her nose with a wink. In that small, ordinary moment, she finds something extraordinary: peace. When she returns to her own time, she doesn't feel the need to look back again. She carries the warmth with her like a lamp against the dark. The world slowly adjusts to this new reality. Psychologists open clinics where people can be guided safely through their trips to the past. Artists create memory tour, offering curated experiences through their most beautiful days. Some people even start recording their lives obsessively, hoping to craft perfect memories for future viewings. Yet the question remains: would you go back for joy? For pain? For answers? Or would you be brave enough to live in the now, letting the past stay a story, not a home? One day, you find yourself walking down a crowded street. Faces blur past you, laughing, arguing, dreaming, living. You wonder how many of them are carrying secret pasts inside their eyes. How many have walked through days they can never change, memories they can only hold. You stop in front of a window, catching your own reflection. You remember the voice. One day, one chance. Maybe you haven't used it yet. Maybe you're still afraid. Or maybe, just maybe, you've realized something. Every moment you're living right now will one day be a memory too. And maybe the real miracle isn't going back. Maybe it's being here. Watching. Feeling. Choosing to live fully, knowing that today's ordinary moments, a smile, a song, a hug, are tomorrow's treasures. You take a deep breath. The air is cool and alive. You step forward into the crowd, into the present, into your life. Knowing that someday, if you choose to look back, you'll be glad you stayed awake for this moment. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not to change the past, but to truly see it. And to truly live the life that future you will one day want to revisit, not with regret, but with wonder.